Hey, quick note before we jump in. You guys have been awesome this week. Seriously. The messages, the feedback, even just seeing people stick with the story, it means a lot. So I'm not waiting. We're doing a bonus drop today. Let's get into it.
I watch Cullen lift the razor like it belongs in his hand. Because it does. Care can examine it, Sean can petition it, but neither of them can move it by the grip. Then I name what the blade has already chosen. I appoint Cullen First Parthis before all of them. Care pushes too far, calls me an imposter, and I answer him with the truth and with power. By the end, Care and Sean renew their vows. The room is half wrecked, and I send Cullen with me upstairs.
Take a slow breath and settle in. This is the Dark Razor Chronicles Streamcast, Season 5, Episode 6, The Name of Dea. I'm Mike Carmel, author and host. Let's begin.
Cullen, Avon. Her gaze shifts to Sean, whose face lights up at being addressed directly.
Sean, you are not tasked with repairs. You may do as you please.
Then she turns to me, extending her hand.
First Parthis, escort me to my room.
Yes, Your Magus, I say, bowing slightly as I take her outstretched hand. As we turn to leave, a thought strikes me. Where is Dagar? He'd been on the table before it was flung across the room. I scan the space until I spot him in the corner. The little beast is sitting on the floor, tugging down on his lower left eyelid and sticking his tongue out at Sharael, who shakes her head with an amused grin. I lead Sharael from the room, her hand still in mine as we step over the debris. Behind us, I can feel Care's burning gaze, but I don't look back. We walk into the hallway, the heavy tension of the room fading behind us. I guide her to the base of the stairs, letting her ascend first while I follow close behind. The stairs creak under our feet as we climb. Sharael heads straight into our room, and I close the door behind us. Her shoulders sag, exhaustion finally seeping through her calm facade. I help her to the bed, where she sits heavily. First Parthis? I ask, my voice filled with curiosity. I need to know what I've gotten myself into.
Please.
She says, her tone weary.
Not now.
But I push forward. I need to know about the position I now hold.
No.
She replies, a flicker of embarrassment crossing her face. You should tell me. I need to know what it is I've sworn to. She huffs, letting out a soft sigh.
What I've thrust upon you, indeed.
Her lips twitch into a faint smile before she continues.
The Parthi are the commanders and advisors of the Circle's armies. First Parthis is the highest of that rank.
And you have the authority to appoint me? I ask, skepticism creeping into my voice.
Yes.
She answers without hesitation.
I am Dea. It comes with certain rights.
I see, I murmur. And are there such armies?
Not in the world we came from,
She says, looking sheepish.
not for nearly 500 years.
But we don't know about this world, do we? I press, thinking of Care's reaction. From the way he acted, I suspect they exist here,
It's a real possibility.
she admits quietly.
The truth is, I think he's more concerned that the Elven army can be annexed by the Circle, if need be. Sharael Maldine. Oh, please, Cullen. Please let this go.
And why the title Dea?
He asks. My stomach flips at the question.
Is it another old title?
Yes, of course it is. The oldest. But I can't tell him that. It's a very old title, I reply, lying back on the bed, trying to keep my tone calm.
And what does it mean?
I huff. It's a title of the highest authority. At least that much is true.
So higher than First Parthis? Higher than a general in the Elfin army? Higher than Grand Magus?
Drit, why is he pushing this? Yes, in a way. Because of my involvement with the Razor. It's not that I outrank the White Circle. I am White Circle. But Dea gives me special rights over them.
And the display you put on down there? You've had a rather poor showing of magic so far. What really happened?
Poor showing? I suppose, compared to what happened downstairs, it was. I glance at him. Not for the first time, I wonder at the insight he has. His eyes sparkle with humor. He's playing with me. He knows he has me in a trap, and he's right. How can I tell him that Corbin favors me once more, if only for now? No, I say quietly, refusing to elaborate. I don't. Noise from downstairs cuts me off. Shouting from outside, banging within the house. But nothing urgent. It's the sound of organization. I feel a wave of relief as Cullen becomes distracted, walking over to the window.
Whoa,
He exclaims.
come see this.
I sit up, rising from the bed, and join him at the window. Oh my. The First Elfin Army? As far up the street as I can see, a column of elves stands, 6 abreast. Elves in silver armor, with swords, pikes, and bows. I can't believe how silently so many march through the city, leaving the streets deserted. Cullen's breathing quickens, his chest heaving. I grab his arm, holding tight. Don't worry. Care is loyal. His oath is bonded to me. If he breaks it, the magic will kill him.
And what about me?
I hesitate. How do I tell him? About you? I ask, buying time. He turns to me, his eyes searching mine.
Am I bonded to you? Will the magic kill me if I go against you?
No. You are oath taken, not oath sworn. Oath taken have inherited their oaths. It's not a life bond.
Then what about my duty as First Parthis? I felt the bond. Who am I bonded to?
I can't hide this. The White Circle. The magic knows the succession of authority in your duty. You will honor me and our duty first, then the White Circle. If you go against them and are not honoring the Razor or me, the magic will punish you as it sees fit. It could be your death. He stares into my eyes, and my breath hitches. I can't read his expression. Is it hurt? Disappointment? He turns back to the window, watching the column below.
Tell me,
He says after a moment.
why do you call Sean a believer?
What? He just moves on, like this bond business means nothing. I think it's obvious, I reply, hoping he'll drop the subject. If he ever learns the truth, he'll keep me at arm's length. Cullen lets out a sound of frustration, clearly not satisfied.
Sean calls you Dea, but Care calls you matriarch. You call Sean a believer, but not Care.
I cut him off. It's related. Sean uses the honorific Dea because he has more respect for me. He believes more in me, in the cause. I stop myself from saying more. Damn it, I've already said too much. Cullen nods, and I feel a small sense of relief that he doesn't push further. But he still doesn't look happy. Below, some of Care's soldiers come and go from the house, carrying tools, clearly intent on making repairs.
Look,
He says, pointing out the window. A small envoy of elves approaches alongside the column. They look important, an escort of some kind. They stop at the house, and a single runner breaks away, entering the building. Moments later, Care emerges onto the street, with the runner trailing behind him. I watch as one elf in the envoy addresses Care, their conversation too faint for me to understand. Care nods and accepts a document. Then another elf offers him a quill. Care signs the document on the back of a third and hands it off. After a pause, he returns to the house. An elf in green fatigues calls out a command in Elfin, echoed by others up the street. The column turns as one, and someone gives the command to march. They move with incredible silence, thousands of boots making almost no sound as they leave the way they came. The streets remain empty. What must the city think of this? Did the army gain permission to enter? They must have. But who would allow an army into their city? Footsteps creak on the stairs. I think I recognize the pattern. Marta. Cullen opens the door to the sound of woodworkers downstairs. Marta is smiling and carrying a wooden tray that he takes from her. Bread, thick slices of cured ham, 2 apples, and 2 mugs of beer.
Thank you, Marta.
Cullen says.
When you collect our plates, I'll have some money for you.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. The window is the worst of the damage, but that nice young man, Care, already has men working on it. No need to worry, First Parthis.
Please, Marta, call me Cullen.
We'll see,
She replies with a smile, turning to leave. I lie on my side across the bed as Cullen sets the tray down in front of me. After closing the door, he lies opposite me.
You know, you've never taken my vow.
The words almost make me gasp. Drit. I quickly cover my mouth with my hand. His eyes dance with amusement. He's toying with me, isn't he? Does he want to kiss me? Is that it? He sits up, waiting for a response. What am I supposed to do? Just say yes and let it happen? My throat feels tight as I swallow. All right. He slides off the bed, moving closer. I lift myself up on one arm, closing my eyes as his warm breath brushes my face. His lips touch mine, soft, careful. My heart races and my chest pounds like a drum. It's not just the touching of lips like the vow, this is an actual kiss. The wetness of my mouth touches his, and the bristles on his chin scratch delicately at my skin. I've never kissed like this before. The vows are different. My body trembles, and my breath catches as he pulls away slowly, leaving me shivering and wanting. It tickles, I whisper, touching my chin where his stubble caught me. He says nothing, just looks at me expectantly. Come on, damn you, say something. He smiles.
Thank you, Dea.
I feel a surge of exultation. He's called me Dea. He doesn't know what it means. He thinks this is the vow, but I haven't granted it. Why would I? I trust him already. And besides, it means nothing without Corbin's blessing. I don't have the power to grant the bond. Not yet. No. He doesn't understand the title. If he did, he wouldn't be here beside me. His smile widens.
Am I a believer now?
He's joking. He doesn't know what he's asking. The question sours my mood, sadness filling the space where excitement was, and my joy fades, replaced by frustration. No, I say sternly. It does not. I sit up, standing from the bed, trying to steady my emotions. I try to soften my voice. You honor me more by using the name Sharael than any other title. I know you don't understand everything, certainly not what it means to call me Dea. Please, don't use the title again. Not you.
Cullen, Avon. An hour has passed. I sit on a spindle-backed chair, looking out over the city at the temple. Her last words still send a shiver down my spine. You don't know what it means to call me Dea. Those words make me pause and contemplate. Dea. It means that much to her? So much so that it bothers her for me to use it. But why? The temple looms large in my view, but I no longer feel drawn to it. There's too much else occupying my mind. My thoughts are a flurry, shifting from the temple and Tonana to other concerns I can't easily dismiss. Karakus raised so many questions. He said that Sharael and the razor had been missing for 100 years. That's where my thoughts dwell now. How old is she? Missing for 100 years? But that doesn't mean she's old. She looks 20. I'm 24. And the spell that trapped her in the laboratory for 200 years, if she was 20 when it was cast, is she still 20 now? I don't think Care was referring to those 200 years. They haven't happened yet. Maybe the fact that she's been missing for 100 years means we've missed our mark in the time leap. And what of the Avon family? How could they be branded as oath breakers and cowards? Sharael lies on the bed, her hands woven over her stomach. The sounds of construction continue downstairs. Small squeaks from the stairs signal someone climbing up. It must be Marta, coming for the tray. I glance at the small ingots I placed on it. 3 of them. The money is going quickly. Perhaps we should make one final visit to the money changer after all. I wait by the door, and when the soft knock comes, I open it. Marta stands with a smile, and Dagar perches on her shoulder.
I've come for the tray, First Parthis.
Thank you, Marta, I say, stepping aside. Please, call me Cullen, as before.
We'll see, First Parthis. They're getting ready for you downstairs. The glaziers are nearly finished.
Already? Marta smiles.
Yes, that young man, Care, can really crack a whip.
Let us know when Care and Sean are alone, if you don't mind.
Of course, First Parthis.
Dagger, I say, reaching out to scratch the creature's head. How are you doing? Dagger glances up from Marta's shoulder, giving me a playful grin and a shrug. Always like to be in the thick of things, don't you?
If he becomes a bother,
Sharael says with a light-hearted tone.
feel free to hit him with a broom.
Marta chuckles.
Dagger is quite the gentleman.
She says, giving him a scratch under the chin.
Quite pleasant company.
With the tray in hand, Marta backs out of the room, attempting to close the door behind her. Marta, I say, and she pauses. What year is this?
The year? Why, it's 168, First Parthis.
12,168. Good. We haven't missed the mark. Thank you, Marta.
Some kind of test, First Parthis?
Test?
Yes. Are you testing me?
Not at all, Marta. She nods as if she understands, then turns and walks away. I close the door behind her and release the doorknob. Sharael, I say, turning to her. She has propped herself up on her elbows, watching me with apprehension. I can't blame her. I keep asking the wrong questions, pushing at secrets she clearly doesn't want to reveal. Walking over to the bed, I sit softly beside her. You look fearful. Do I frighten you?
No, First Parthis.
Her voice is meek, but there's no denying the fear in her eyes. Sharael, behind closed doors, I won't use your titles if you won't use mine. She nods slightly, but her expression remains anxious, unchanged. Why are you matriarch of the razor? I ask gently. That title clearly had the most impact of them all. Her face pales, and blooms of red splotches appear on her cheeks. When you said matriarch, even Care gasped. What does the title mean? She doesn't answer. I continue. Sharael, I know you hide things from me, things you're not ready to share, and I understand. But if there's anything I should know, anything that might save me from sinking into this quagmire we find ourselves in, I hope you'll tell me now. Or worse, I might hear it from someone else. The look on her face tells me that's a very real possibility. The question about her title, matriarch, stirs deep emotion. Her brown eyes shimmer with unshed tears as she looks to be weighing her next action, and it breaks my heart. All right, I say softly, reaching out to her. Don't tell me no. Wait until you're ready. I have other questions I want to ask. She nods, and the tears spill over, tracing her cheeks. Care said you've been gone for over 100 years. You haven't yet fallen into the Avon family's care. So why have you been missing? She doesn't answer, her expression twisting into anguish. I know she hasn't time-leaped before. She's told me as much. I try again, my voice softer. Sharael, how old are you? Will you tell me that much?
Yes,
She says, on the verge of sobbing.
I will, but must I?
More tears fall, dripping off her cheeks. This is going to be bad, but if I don't ask now... Yes, I say. Her next words come out like a plea.
I really don't want to.
I say nothing as she gathers her courage. My stomach clenches, bracing for what's to come.
You must understand.
She begins, tears flowing freely now.
For the last 600 years,
600 years. That's all I hear. I freeze, my jaw drops, and my neck pulses with the sudden rush of blood. I can't process what she's saying. She stops speaking for a time, and when she speaks again, she's rising to reach for me, trying to place her hands on my arms.
it was timeless for me. I knew nothing of its passage. I haven't aged.
600 years. Turning away, I say, I need to go think. Sharael is silent as I walk out the door and down the stairs. I shove on my boots, my fingers fumbling as my mind continues to reel with implications. Is she even human? I was falling in love with her. 600 years old? My left heel crushes the boot's sidewall, and I barely gain balance using the doorknob as I try to tug the boot on. I hear her at the top of the stairs, but I can't look back. So many secrets, so many lies. I wrench the door open, stumbling down the stone step. The iron gate squeals as I push it open. 2 elves make way for me, bowing their heads and thumping fists to their hearts. First Parthis, they say in unison. I stumble again, and one elf catches my shoulder, but the touch only knots my stomach further. I gently pull free of his grasp and continue on. Not human? But she seems so human, so emotional, so soft. I collide with a passerby, jolting me back to the present. We collide hard, but the woman keeps her balance. I nearly lose mine. She bounces back a step, her hands landing firmly on my arms as we steady ourselves. Brown hair, brown eyes, with a look of bemusement on her face.
You all right, mister?
She asks, using a street accent that reminds me of the street kids in Parton. I blink, trying to refocus. She's wearing a sword? A rapier by the look of it. It's a lighter blade, not as sturdy as a long sword, but it has reach. Is she accomplished or foolish? A blade like that wouldn't last long against a heavier sword. Still, I can't take my eyes off it.
Mister?
She repeats, her voice breaking through my daze.
You look much longer and you'll be caught in.
She says, her look of bemusement softening. I blink again, meeting her eyes this time. I'm sorry, miss. I'm distracted.
Well, I can see that. At this rate, you'll be walking into walls.
Please, forgive my intrusion on your person, I say, aware of how I must look. She raises an eyebrow, clearly amused now.
My person?
She repeats with a hint of sarcasm. I understand the look. I'm sure men would have run into her on purpose. She's quite pretty. Her expression softens again, returning to concern. Perhaps she believes my apology is genuine because she releases me and steps back. She's dressed for travel, boots with hard heels, leather tights, and a loose shirt tucked into a belt from which hangs a pouch on her right. Her rapier catches my eye again, but I pull my focus away, realizing that scrutinizing her too closely might raise her suspicions. What if she's oath-taken? The thought gives me quite a jolt. Her gaze meets mine, and she nods politely.
All right then.
She says.
All is forgiven, mister. Just mind your way.
She gives me a small smile before stepping around me and continuing on her path. I glance back, so does she, offering me another smile as her pace quickens. I turn, taking in my surroundings. Where am I? I've only been walking a few minutes, if that, yet I find myself in a part of the city I don't recognize. I turn slowly, trying to orient myself. I see it now, the backside of the temple, only a block from its grounds. Something about this temple keeps drawing me in. I want to know what. Grassy cobblestone paths lead from the street to a door at the temple's base. My boots tap lightly on the stone as I follow it, my gaze fixed on the imposing structure. I'm almost halfway to the door when a voice calls out, stopping me in my tracks.
Cullen!
I spin around. Dagger is sitting on the path behind me, his tortoiseshell body blending into the surroundings. There's no one else nearby. His usual grin is absent, replaced with a look of concern.
It's a fatal mistake to go in there.
He says, his squeaky voice full of warning. I hesitate. There's genuine anguish in his eyes. She's Lycan, isn't she? Tonana? I ask.
Yes.
Dagger replies, his tone somber. Did you know Sharael is 600 years old? I ask, my voice still thick with disbelief.
She's far older than that.
Dagger says without hesitation.
But time means nothing in some places. To her, that entire period might have passed in a dozen years, or in the blink of an eye.
I pause, trying to absorb his words. The blink of an eye. She'd said time meant nothing, hadn't she? But now that the initial shock is fading, another thought gnaws at me. Did something else bring me here? Dagger continues, matter of fact as ever.
You can't judge who she is by how long she's existed. Heck, I've been around for more than 600 years, and I'm pretty normal.
I blink, nod. I think Sandra had said so.
But she's still a youngling, Cullen. You know her better than anyone.
Do I? Dagger, what does Dea mean? He gives me a big, stupid grin.
A kind of bean, I think.
No, I shake my head, exasperated. No, I mean for Sharael. Her title. Dea. Dagger's grin only grows.
A kind of melon, perhaps?
I huff, frustration building. Clearly, Dagger will not give me a straight answer. This is his way of saying it's up to Sharael to explain. I turn back toward the temple.
Cullen.
Dagger calls again, his voice once again filled with sadness.
If you must go in, don't go through the temple.
There's a finality in his tone, like a desperate plea or a farewell. I need to go see, I murmur. Dagger sighs.
Climb the outside stairs if you must. If you go in through the lower doors, you'll be overrun.
I look back at him, nodding my thanks, and then turn toward the temple once more. I follow the grassy path around the temple. The towering tiers loom above me, each over 6 meters high. Being this close, they seem even more imposing. I reach the base of the stairs at the front of the temple and look all the way up to where Tonana's apartment sits, and higher above, the likeness of Karakus perched atop.
Sharael Maldine. I stare down the stairs at the ajar front door until a worker enters, closing it behind him. How long have I been standing here? The whole scenario keeps repeating in my mind. His face, the way he stumbled off. The moment I spoke the truth, he left. He ran from me, just as I knew he would. Corbin, help me. I must be dying. The world spins.
Dea!
Someone yells. Footfalls pound up the stairs, each step squealing as if pained by the rush. I am scooped up in powerful arms and swept away from the precipice. Within moments, I am lying on the cool sheets of a bed, Sean's gentle face looking down upon me.
Dea.
He says softly, concern etched in every line of his expression.
Are you all right? I can get some help.
No, I say, my voice barely a whisper. Just sit with me.
Of course, Dea.
Sean fetches a chair from the front window and places it beside the bed. He sits, and without hesitation, takes my listless hand, stroking it softly. I clutch his hand back, desperate for something, anything, to hold on to. Corbin, I plead, feel my pain. Cullen has left me. I stare at the ceiling, aching for the god to come to me, aching for Cullen to return. Love. I was starting to love him, wasn't I? Is that why this hurts so much? Is this what love is? I do love him, and I haven't even told him the half of it. But now, with the truth laid bare, how could he ever love me back? I want to disappear, to fold into myself. I am so tired, so utterly exhausted. It feels as if death itself creeps upon me. Tiny sparks descend from the ceiling. Sean gasps. Relief floods through me, sudden and intoxicating, lifting the weight from my chest, filling me with something close to joy. Corbin's voice thrums in my mind.
Sean is a true believer.
I stiffen. And? Corbin wants me to reveal myself? To grant Sean a vision? I nearly laugh. That is forbidden. By Corbin's own edict, it is one of the gravest transgressions. Yet this is what he commands? If I do this, if I follow through, then Cullen is lost to me. In his place, I gain Sean, a true believer who will never abandon me. The sparks fade, but Sean's faith does not. It only grows stronger. My fingers tremble as I pull away from his hand and place it gently on his clean-shaven cheek. Sean stiffens at my touch. I brace myself. I gather the strength to say the hardest words I have ever spoken. But I can't. It feels like betrayal. And yet, Cullen abandoned me. Tears fall, hot and relentless, streaking down my face. My cheeks quiver with the agony of the moment. Today, Sean learned. I whisper, my voice unsteady. You have won my favor. He shakes, his eyes wide with awe. And then, I surrender. I speak the words of the Revelatio Divina as I have been commanded to. Benedictum quod meum recte credentium. The moment the last syllable falls, warmth consumes me, and I release my morphogenetic field. And for the first time, a mortal sees me as I truly am.
Cullen, Avon. I look up and stare. It's still only midday, and the sun sits directly above the likeness at the top of the temple. Shadows cast over the eyes and mouth of Karakus's wolfish head. The statue stands tall, with almost comical proportions, an enormous barrel chest tapering down to a sturdy waist and muscular legs. Worse, it looks like it's grinning at me. I glance around, but Dagar is gone. I climb, one step at a time. They seem steeper today, narrower, and I feel off balance. Resolutely, I focus on my goal, but it seems farther and farther with every step. I need answers, and I know that woman, Tonana, and I have some connection. I struggle for a long time before realizing I've only taken 6 steps. My stomach quivers as other thoughts fight for attention. I look at the red gossamer panels flowing from the open door far above me. Vaguely, I think about the conversations with Care, the way the elves in front of Marta's house saluted me, the girl with the rapier that I bumped into on the street, and the one I left behind. These thoughts cling to me, grounding me. Was that a firefly? I glance about in the bright daylight, but there's nothing. I look back up at the temple, and again, there, fireflies out of the corner of my eye. I blink, but they're gone, if they were even there. I look up at the door far above, seeing a figure, likely Tonana, then step backwards, first slowly, then turning and trotting down the last few steps. I glance back at the figure in the red flowing doorway, knowing she probably felt my presence. I want to speak with her, to get my answers. But Dagar is right. It would be like falling into the gobber's den. If I'm to speak with her, it will be on neutral ground. I feel oddly energized and continue trotting, weaving between alleys and streets. The simple action lets me think. For better than half an hour I keep at it, impressed with my endurance. I've trotted plenty in training, but even half an hour used to wind me. Not today. The energy and excitement inside me grow, demanding release, and I know just how to vent it. I find my way to a familiar part of town and pop into Mr. Bobkindle's for a visit. After knocking his 2 bodyguards senseless and holding the 3rd at sword point, Bobkindle was rather amenable regarding the debt he owed. It had been a rowdy brawl, and for a while, I feared I might not make it out. If Bobkindle himself had been braver, well, things would have ended differently, and lives would have been lost. I swing the purse Bobkindle gave me around my finger as I walk. I fought bare-handed until one man, who had escaped my initial assault, came at me with a sword. I had no choice. The brawl was an effective release for the pent-up anger and strength. I took a few nicks and scratches as they grabbed whatever they could to get the upper hand. A chair over the back was a common barroom tactic, but the worst I got today was hit with a broken chair leg.
That was the Dark Razor Chronicles Streamcast, Season 5, Episode 6, The Name of Dea. Today, a few secrets shuffled their feet, oaths found new homes, and a title made someone very uncomfortable. I won't unpick the stitches for you, but oh, what a tangle! If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get shows, follow the series, share it with a friend, and rate and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite platform. It helps more than you think. Find more at mikecarmel.ca/streamcast and the newsletter at mikecarmel.ca. Until next week, keep an eye on your pockets and your eyelids.